What's up, guys? Alex here from Business and Fitness. As you can see in the title, this is a Kai Greene kind of reaction video about what's happened. Basically, because... Now, I just wanted to explain a little bit more. I have a little bit more information than I think some people realize. Basically, as far as it is, it's all speculation right now until it comes out of Kai Greene's mouth, or I think it's called American media that actually organizes the Olympia event. Until it comes out, these are all rumors. But the more and more videos I see and people I talk to, they seem to become more of like a truma. Okay, so basically, as you'll see, Kai Greene dropped Muscle Meds and is now with his own brand, Dynamic Muscle. Now, I highly doubt it's his brand. I'm sure he's been given, say, offered 40 to 50% equity to be the face of it, run it, promote it with the 1.1 million fans on social media he has. I think it's like 3 million on Facebook, whatever it is. There's obviously a team behind him pushing paperwork and packing orders and doing the logistics of everything else because Kai's too busy training, touring, whatever. Now, I know that his idea after the Australian Muscle Meds tour, Dynamic, was already in the works, and he was meant to, or the idea was to launch, launch the debut of the Dynamic Muscle brand at the Olympia Expo, obviously hoping to either take second or first place at the Olympia. Now, this is a great marketing strategy, but apparently it all went south quite quick when Kai's agents, these are rumors, but they make sense. Kai's people, agent, whoever it was doing the negotiating for him, went to, I think it's called American Media. I don't necessarily think it's the IFBB. It's the American Media that kind of run the business and the back end. Because you got to keep in mind now, bodybuilding.com was dropped and Amazon.com came in as the new network sponsor for the Olympia. That's huge. That's mainstream media. That is a really, really big deal. That's a really big deal. And for that reason... you got to go back. Sorry, there's someone staring at me in the car next to me. Where was I? Yep. So apparently they went to the meeting and they went, we want a 20 by 20 booth at the Olympia. Keep in mind, if it's anything like the Arnold's, for example, we've got a Citizen Zoo stand at the Arnold's Classics in Melbourne next year. We have to book and pay 9 months in advance. I have a 36 square meter booth, it's 17 or 15.7 grand, including GST all up. I can't imagine what the Olympia booth costs. It's probably 2 to 3 times that, which is quite expensive, especially for bodybuilders. Even if someone of Kai's caliber, it's still a really, really expensive thing to do. Now, from what I'm hearing, the agents went only like a couple of weeks ago into to American Media or whatever, and basically said, we want to launch Dynamic Muscle at the Expo, and we want a 20 by 20 booth for free. American Media basically called their bluff and went, no, we're not going to do that. The booths are full, which I'm sure they would have been full well and truly in advance. Who knows, maybe they thought they were going to be with Muscle Meds then. I'm not really sure how far ago, but I know the Olympia booth would have been booked like 8 to 9 months in advance, complete sellout. So they called the bluff, and Kai went, well, if you don't give me, or Kai's people, I'm assuming, have gone, well, if you don't give me the booth, we won't compete. Now, American Media it can't set a precedent. I'm pretty sure you set a precedent like that, you go, well, okay, you come around, you want to, you basically, it's a dick measuring contest from then. You want to come around and push us around and tell us how to run our show and threaten us with things like that. We'll call your bluff. You don't compete, which is exactly what I think's happened. Kai's people have really dropped the ball on this one. Which sucks because Kai Greene is by far the most popular person at the Olympia. I've even been told DLB's not competing, who is by far the most popular female. So, and if I'm Jim Mannion of the IFBB and I'm looking at my sponsors like Amazon, I'm thinking how big of an opportunity having someone mainstream like that is, and then losing your draw card DLB, losing Kai Greene. Although it's great publicity for the sport in general, any publicity is good publicity. Kai Greene is going to get more and more fans boycotting and whatever, but overall it's not good for the sport if your number 2 in the world is not there, not allowed in the Expo, which is bullshit. You're telling me he can't buy a ticket like everyone else and rock up and just sit in a corner and have a line going around and around. Look, it's really unfair. He's always been pegged against because of past history, which anyone that knows Kai Greene knows about, which sucks. He is by far the most down-to-earth dude. He's very, very in-depth from all accounts, and I know I've spoken with a lot of people that know him quite well, toured around with him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so basically at the end of the day, Mr. Olympia is a money machine. It's the biggest event in bodybuilding, which while is still a niche market, it's still a billion-dollar industry, including the supplements industry, the clothing industry, which all of them tie in at the Olympia Expo. The fact that you're going to let number 2, potentially number 1, not be at the Expo, not compete, all over, let's say, 30 to 40K worth of free Expo space, although I understand that American media and the IFBB have to set a precedent and go, no, we're not budging for anybody, because all of a sudden that would open the floodgates for other athletes. By the same token, you've got to find a compromise there to where both you satisfy your sponsors like Amazon by having a big draw card there, and you satisfy Kai without having to breach laws and set precedents. I'm sure there's a way. I will still really be shocked if Kai is not allowed at the Expo, or if Jim Mannion doesn't try to push some strings or fix something, because at the end of the day, the only thing that suffers is the sport. You know, I don't know. I just felt like a lot of people were thinking it was like, oh, BB politics. I'm sure there's a little bit of that, but there's so much more to it, and it's always comes down to money. Every haggle in business is always about money. At the end of the day, the most successful business partnerships are the ones that are mutually beneficial. And perhaps Kai's people, you know, it may have something to do with Kai. Maybe Kai's people wanted a deal that wasn't mutually beneficial and basically just went, we're who we are, so you give us what we want. And basically kind of like an extortion, not extortion. Yeah, extortion. Maybe they were trying to extort as much as they could in terms of free publicity, free booth space, which costs a shitload of money, all as a trade to get Kai, who should have been competing regardless of whether or not he got his booth space. This is a bit of a ramble now. I just wanted to do a video while it was still relevant and hopefully get this up in time. I can't announce anything yet, but you may be seeing Kai Greene in Australia much sooner than you think. And with all this bad well, not bad publicity, but all this publicity around Kai, like if I go through my Facebook and social media, every second link is a 10,000 like, 10,000 shared video of the 7-minute Kai video that put up where he's crying, and he's truly heartfelt and just broken over this, which really, really sucks to see a guy, a hard worker like that, get all the way to peak week and then be told you can't compete. That's terrible. In any facet of life, that sucks. It's like Usain Bolt getting to the 100-meter race and then tripping and breaking his leg right before the gun goes off. You know, it's devastating, and no one wants to see someone work that hard and then not be able to at least show it off. I think they should let it compete, even if, and you got to remember, he's losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in prize money off the bat. We know he's a top 3. That's a lot of money lost. If he can't sell any of the stock that he's probably pre-bought, all the banners and marketing, they've probably spent 50 to 150K on this marketing and products to get to the Arnolds, and to be denied that, to be denied prize money, this could bankrupt him. Like I'm probably going to say, if he doesn't compete, knowing what the prize money is, he's definitely forfeiting at least $250,000 US, which is like 350 Australian right now. This is a big deal for Kai, and like everything, it always comes down to money. Fingers crossed something happens. I don't think it will, but it would be amazing for the sport and really rejuvenate a lot of people's feelings about the IFBB and the politics side of it. And at the end of the day, we want to see the best compete against the best. I'm sure Phil Heath and Sean Roden and Big Ramy and all those guys want to compete against the best. Anyway, this is a little video, a little bit different to what I normally do. I just thought I'd shed some light on the business side of it that people may not have thought about. We'll catch up with you soon. Alrighty, thanks guys.